Oh, there we go.
Okay, here we go. You guys ready to start this?
Give him a thumbs up. Good.
Let me move my little... There we go. All right, I'm going to take this guy away, and we're going to go step by step with this, okay? Let me get... I was working on like 5 different projects on this. Let me switch my paintbrush here. All right, let's try that. All right, we're going to use all the basic shapes that we've done all year, so just go step by step with me. First thing we're going to do, you're going to give me 2 big circles, one on the left and one on the right. Okay, I'll give you a second to do that. Take your time. They're obviously not very perfect, are they? Okay. All right, and then what I'm going to do, these are going to be the eyeballs for our character. So we all know that Mr. Reese doesn't allow you to do little dots inside for eyes anymore. So you're going to give me a little circle inside and then one even smaller. And then you're going to do that in both. Take your time. Go ahead. Okay. I'll give you a second to do this. Give me a thumbs up whenever you guys are at this point.
Good.
Okay, good.
Jacob, Elizabeth, awesome.
We're going to jump right in between and do the nose. This part's easy. It's a little C curve. Remember, a C curve looks just like a letter C, but we can stretch it all out. We can smush it flat, all kinds of things. And then we're going to give 2 little holes for the nose. Since we're all muted and I can only see a couple of you at a time, why don't you go ahead and give me thumbs up when you're ready.
Good. I see lots of thumbs up. Perfect.
Good. And I know a lot of our friends need a little bit of extra time, so what I'm hoping to do is take this recording and put it on my website so that if you need to go back and fix something, you can rewind and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, we're ready for the mouth. Now, this little salamander dude from Frozen 2, he has a really big mouth. So we're going to come right over here, and we're going to go all the way around. It goes to the outsides of our eyeballs. It doesn't touch the eyeballs, but it goes all the way around. And then what you do is you come underneath and do just a little bit for a little smile. Now later, if you feel like you can draw a tongue sticking out and all kinds of stuff, you can make them doing weird things, but I'll wait for a thumbs up when we're ready.
Yeah.
Good, I got Noah S. Yeah, Paul. Okay, after you're done with the mouth, you're gonna jump up here. Everybody see my little mouse here? Above his eyeballs. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a curve like that for that eyebrow. This one's going to be a little different. It's the same shape, but it doesn't touch the eye. It stops just before it. Leave a little bit of space. And then, since those were kind of easy, connect them with a little line right across. Now we're ready for the hard part. And the only reason this is hard is because these lines don't have a name. So you're going to have to watch to see what I'm doing with them. They're both shaped pretty much the same, but they're not exactly the same. So we're going to start over here with the eyeball on the right. We're going to start where we left off, and we're going to draw something that looks kind of like that. This point is way up here. Don't draw this point down here at the bottom. Keep it up high, because he's got a real flat head. So this point right here is going to help us show that his head's kind of flat and it's not big and round like ours. And then over on the other side, we're going to do the same, except this line is going to be just a little bit shorter. I'm going to pause there and I'll wait for a couple thumbs up when we're ready. I got a Paul.
Good. I see Sophia A. Jacob's ready.
Good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to jump right here with the one we just left off with, and we're going to bring that line just a little bit closer. And then on the other side, we're going to bring it a little bit down. Do you see how the lines are getting a little bit closer, but they're not super close. They're not getting ready to touch at all. but they are starting to squeeze together a little bit. This part's going to be kind of easy. This one looks kind of like an L, but it's extra curvy. We're going to come from here, and we're going to swoop down like this.
Oh, it looks like a backwards L or a
stretched out S or all sorts of things. All right, now right at the bottom of that, we're going to put this little C curve, just a little one. And then we're going to go right in the middle of that C, and we're going to come straight down for another one. Looks kind of like a curvy T, sort of. And then we're going to skip a space over to here, and we're going to give a swoop down. I threw a couple things at you, so toss me a thumbs up if you're good. All right, excellent. Right up here, this is going to be one of our front legs. We need a little line for the shoulder. It's really easy. This little line right here, this little thing. Now we're ready for some toes. Now, he's only going to, I think they only gave him 4 toes. So we have a thumb. And it's just kind of like a triangle, little curvy triangle. Now, off of that, we're going to add one. Looks kind of like a V. And then we're going to add another one. And then the last one is going to touch our leg right there. Noah, you lost?
Which one? Noah S or W?
Noah W.
Noah W. All right, do you have a question? Here, let me get you.
What's your question, Noah?
I'm trying to get it unmute, but it won't let me unmute him.
Which is weird because I can't unmute him either.
Let me try a different way. Let me get Noah W real quick. Okay, Noah W, what's your question, sweetheart?
I ran out of paper.
Like you're at the bottom of your paper?
Yes.
Then just whatever is after, like if it goes off the page, don't worry about it. Okay? Pretend it just went off the page and just pretend it's there, but you don't have to draw it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, we're ready for the other front leg, guys. Now we're going to do 2 lines. They're going to be the same, but they're going to flip-flop. So over here, where my little mouse is, we're going to come down a little bit, and we're going to bump out. And then underneath, we're going to come in, and we're going to bump the other way. And like Noah ran into, if you run out of space, just stop. Okay, don't draw on the table. Now we're ready for some toes on this guy. We're ready for his thumb. And a finger. Now because he's turned a little bit, we're only gonna see 3 of them instead of 4. So we're just gonna do one little one right there. Now we all know this guy has 4 legs, but we're only gonna see 3. We started to talk about how sometimes things go behind and we don't see them, but they're still there. Just because we don't see them doesn't mean they don't exist. Give me a thumbs up if we're done with this part. Good. Now we're ready for the belly. This part's kind of easy. We are going to draw a curve there and a curve here. They don't touch. They do come close, but they don't touch. So make sure you leave some space. And the wider you make these lines, the farther apart you make them. Like if I made one up here, my salamander would be really chubby. If I made the lines really spread apart, he'd be a lot chubbier than skinny. But this guy's a little quick, so I'm going to keep him skinny. Now ready for the back leg. You ready? I don't have a name for this line, so you got to watch. And swoop. And then a little one right here. Ready for some toes. We're going to do the thumb toe. Now, we all have big toes. It's the same as our thumb, but it doesn't really do much. We have one here. One here. And just like we did up here on the front one, we're going to close it off with one little more. Now we have the body, but we're missing an important part. This is really easy. I'm going to do this all at once. We're going to swoop up, turn the corner just a little bit, And we're going to get wider when we get down there by that leg. Give him a little tail. Now we have one thing left, and I saved it for last because I'm going to let you put your spin on it. This salamander from this movie had a couple spots. You could do some spots, you could do some stripes. Think about the animals you know that have spots or stripes. It does not matter which one you pick. This guy, I'm going to give a couple little spots to. One on his back, couple on his tail, and maybe 2 little ones right there on the head. You could do stripes, you could do spots, it doesn't matter. And then if you have stuff to color with, you can color, but I'm not going to show you how to color that today, all right? I'm going to give you a couple seconds, and then I'm going to stop sharing my screen, okay? Give me a thumb. There's no other question.
Okay. Noah W., do you have a question, sweetheart?
Can we make flames and stuff?
Absolutely. This dude, I think, had flames that came out of his head and on his back. Things about flames, their shapes don't have names. They're made up.
They look like triangles, though.
Kind of wiggly triangles, yeah. And then one thing that helps with fire, and this is something I get into when I, like, 3rd or 4th grade. If you toss a couple little pieces off of it, it helps it look a little more like fire that are shooting off into the air. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And you could do spots or stripes here on the legs too. I don't know, whatever you want your salamander to look like. Because I always wondered if there was more than one or if it was just that one little dude. So, your decision. You take your time, figure it out. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen so I can see everybody, all right?